This is Andy Gutierrez from StarWars.com, and you are listening to Coffee with Kenobi with Dan Z. This is the podcast you're looking for.
This is James Arnold Taylor, and you're listening to Coffee with Kenobi. I have a good feeling about this.
Hey, hello everybody, and welcome to CWK Live every Monday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm your host, Dan Z. Thrilled to be talking some Star Wars with each and every one of you. Well, you know what? This is going to be quite a show for all of you. We look like we've got a lot of our friends here joining us. Let's go ahead and bring in Colby Mead. Hello, Colby. Blake, what's up, man? Good to see you. Mary is here. Happy Galactic Starcruiser Monday. Exactly. Oh boy, are we going to have a show tonight. Jamie is here. Hello, Jamie. Good to see you. Minta, this is the way. It's CWK Day. Anthony, he says, congratulations on 500 episodes, Dan. Well, thank you so much, Anthony. I really appreciate that. Hello there to LJ. Hey, Daniel, what's up, man? Ben is here. Hello. Let's see. Who else is here? Terry's here. Bright Suns. Not so bright in the studio. Again, I've been doing so much stuff in the studio, and the lighting only goes wonky when we're about to do Facebook Live. I don't understand why, but oh well. I won't worry about that. Mason's here. Hello, Mason. Brian, happy Monday. Glad to be back. Andrew, bright suns to you. Happy 500th, says me to thank you so much. Hello, Brian. And hello, Ross. Well, look, we've got a lot of folks here. That's good. I hope we get more and more and more, because tonight is a really fun show. Because as many of you know, tonight I'm going to give you a full walkthrough of the Halcyon, the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser that I was very, very excited to be able to be a part of. I got to do the 2-night, 3-day media voyage. A couple of, well, gosh, it's been about a week now. It's been about a week since I've been back, I guess. And boy, it seems like a lifetime ago. And what an amazing experience we had. Hopefully you heard the show, the 500 show that I did live from the Halcyon, as well as here in the studio with my son Mason and Deanna. And it was really cool that Disney brought my family with me so we could all experience this together. What an incredible thing. Thank you again to Disney and Lucasfilm for allowing me to be a part of that. I am wearing the Halcyon merchandise that you can get once you get off the ship. So much more on that to come. In fact, we're going to look at a lot of the merchandise as well. So I'm going to let you decide, what do you want to do first? Because as you see on the main feed here, tonight we're going to do the full walkthrough, and I've got some Galactic Starcruiser merchandise to show you as well. So I will let you decide what you want to see first. I'm good to go either way. We're definitely going to get to both, so you just let me know what you want to see first. Brent says it was great hearing Mason and Mrs. Ayer's thoughts. Well, thank you, Brent. You know what? It was really cool to be able to experience that with everyone. Hey, David is here. Hello, Dan, and to the whole CWK live crew. David Modern's here. Wow, great, David. Great. I think this is your first foray into Facebook, too, so it's really nice to have you, buddy. I know that you listen to the show every Tuesday, so this is cool to have you. Jason is here, too. Oh, and Mason says, hello, Jason, by the way. Good to be back with you. Mason wanted you to know, Mary, thank you for the Black Kyber crystal. So Mary Purdue and her son Chaz, unbeknownst to all of us, have been going to Galaxy's Edge. They go to Galaxy's Edge a lot because they're, awesome, and they're Batuu residents practically. And they've been looking for a Black Kyber crystal for Mason, which I did not know. And then the day we were coming home from Florida, she sent me a message and said that we found one and it's coming to Mason. So thank you again. That was quite a thrill. Christopher says, congratulations on the episode, the experience of the hotel. Thank you, Christopher. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for joining us on the show today. Mary says, Mason, you are so welcome. It was so nice of you. Ben says, you and Mrs. A really proved you are married too. Haha. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Well, I got even more people. Let me get the lighting on here. This is driving me crazy. All right. That's a little bit better, a little bit brighter. But, we're going to make it work. Okay, so does anybody want to weigh in on what they want to see first? I have so many red crystals from my unsuccessful black crystal hunts. I understand, Brent. Brian says, bring on the merch. All right, let's go ahead and bring on the merchandise. Okay, so what do we want to do first? The first thing, let's show you the action figure of SK620. Now, SK620 is the astromech droid that you get to meet on the Halcyon. And there are a couple of merchandise options from. This is the action figure. That's the Droid Factory one. The card is really nice. Chandrilla Starline is the name of the 5 vessels that were built, and the one you're on is the Halcyon. Here is the back of it. I was going to buy 2, one to open and one to keep on card, but they were very strict on our maiden voyage where they said you can only buy one of everything. And I really appreciate that as a person who's very anti-scalper in the eBay scalping situation. So that was much appreciated. I'll just have to get another one another time. I can wait. Terry wants to see all the merch. That's right. Mary says it's just pure luck getting the Kyber Crystal. Well, Mary, the Force was with you that day. David says, first time on a Monday night, usually listen to CWK live on Tuesdays. That's cool. Darren says it's a larger size figure. Well, no, that's the 3 3/4 inch figure. But the one over my shoulder here, this is the one, you know, like in the Droid Depot, you can build your own droid, an astromech or a BB unit. They had an SK620, and it's in a different box, but it's the same idea, the same notion. It's very, very nice. I haven't opened mine up yet because I want to show all of you what it looks like in the box. But it's the same remote control, same idea, it's just a different design. SK620, you're going to love him. Hopefully you've seen a lot of the video that I posted about him on Instagram, on TikTok, and Facebook, and on Twitter. Yeah, the scalping thing is no good. Hey, Alex, what's up, man? Good to have you on the show. All right, so you've got SK620, the figure, and the one from the Droid Depot. There is apparently a wind-up one. I went to a big media press interview thing, and they had a wind-up one, but it wasn't available on the ship when I was there. Speaking of the media event, nobody knows about this yet, but at this media event, I got to interview Matt Martin of Lucasfilm. I got to interview Scott Trowbridge of Disney Imagineering, and I got to interview and spend some time with Doug Chang, which I had never gotten to do before. So I'm going to share all of those with you this week and next week. Got a lot of great stuff coming your way. We haven't even scratched the surface of the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser coverage. Mason says SK620 is awesome, and SK620 is awesome. Speaking of awesome, I had to get this, right? This is a coffee mug. It says Chandrilla Starlines here, and then if you look at the other side, it has it in Orabesh. I think the bottom of the mug itself is actually kind of neat looking too. But everything on the Starcruiser is very ornate and very, very beautiful, very artistic looking. This is the coffee mug itself. Even the gift cards are nice. They come in this little black pouch, Chandrilla Starline. That logo is something you just become obsessed with. And here is the actual gift card itself. The Chandrilla Starline. So, and the minimum purchase you have to get on one of these is $15. So, okay. That's good. I can do that. Let's talk magic bands. The magic band that you get when you first check in, they just walk up and they hand it to you, but this is what it looks like. You probably saw a lot of the pictures online, but here is, it's got the Chandrilla Starline logo on the bottom. This little symbol right here you see all throughout the ship. Whenever you see that, you know you're supposed to scan something, but you can only get this if you're a guest of the Galactic Starcruiser. All right, so that is the one that you get when you sign up and stay at the Galactic Starcruiser on the Halcyon. Let's see. Coffee mug is amazing. I'm a sucker for coffee mugs. Justin, I know. Same here, man. It was just a natural. Anthony says, great interview lineup. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, thanks, man. It's going to be fun for you to listen to him. Minta says, I love that mug. What's one more from my vast collection of mugs, right? Andrew wants to know how the space coffee was. It was good. In fact, one of the first people there corrected me and said, no, it's not coffee, it's calf. And I said, but I'm with Coffee with Kenobi. And then Deanna and I had like a hot second where we're like, should we change the name to Calf with Kenobi? But no, we're sticking with coffee. Brent loves the gift card. Thanks so much, man. It's really nice. Ben says, I don't even drink coffee and I want that mug. Am I still allowed to be here? Yes, you are. Coffee, tea, hot chocolate. You can put water in it. Doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to me. All right. Speaking of magic bands, the one you get was the one I just showed you. But there are 2 gift shops on the Halcyon. One is the one that is in-world stuff. It's got some clothing and apparel. I actually was going to get this gray and blue thing, but they didn't have my size, so I'll just, another time. But they had a lot of nice jewelry and a lot of stuff with the Halcyon itself, and they had a black magic band. It's got the same symbol on it, and it's got the Halcyon on the bottom. I really need to get another camera to show you this stuff, but it's really, really nice. A really nice item. Very cool. I couldn't bring myself to open it up yet because I really just want to use the white one, but this is a really cool magic band. I really liked it a lot. Brent says, I assume it's a cashless experience. You have to use those bands to pay for drinks at certain lounge. It's just like anything when you're staying in a Disney resort. You can attach a credit card to your magic band, and then you have a 4-digit PIN number that you can use to that way as well. Or you can just use a credit card itself. It was all cashless for me. Everything was included on the cruise, minus any alcoholic beverages you want or merchandise. Brent says he's definitely getting that magic band. It's very cool. Minta says good for tea. It is very good for tea. Let's see what else we have. Oh, so there were 3 versions of this. The Halcyon. I bought the die-cast vehicle itself. I haven't opened them up yet, but I will. I just wanted to show you all what it looks like in the box. There's, again, that beautiful logo designed by Doug Chang. And there is the back of it with a little bit of information about the ship itself. There was this. There was one that's a little bit bigger that you had to put together. And then there was a gorgeous one that lights up. And it was $200. So I did not get that. But it's really, really a cool item. Speaking of cool items, well, I already showed you this shirt. I guess I can show you this first. When you get off the ship, there's a very small amount of merchandise. Again, this is all on my Instagram stories on Coffee with Kenobi. That has the Star Wars logo, and it says the Galactic Starcruiser. I'll show you the shirt there. I posted a picture of it on Instagram. So you can get that. You can get a keychain, which here's the keychain right there. Again, with that cool Chandrilla Starline thing. And there's also another magic band you can get when you get off the ship too. This is like a little, it kind of opens up on the side of the wall. It's like a little, it's not like you can walk inside. It's like almost like a cart. But that's the only place you can get stuff that says Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser that's out of world. And then here is the gift. Here is the magic band for this one. I had to get this. It's got Bespin, Coruscant, and Batu on it. It's got the great logo in the middle. It's really, really cool as well. I haven't opened that one yet, but I'm sure I will at some point. But I love it. I'm a sucker for magic bands, exclusive magic bands. So good. All right. Speaking of exclusives, there are a number of missions that you do. You know how when you go to Galaxy's Edge, if you haven't been to Galaxy's Edge, you can use the Play Disney app to scan a lot of stuff, and you get to do a lot of fun stuff. And it's cool. But in this, you're ingrained into the experience like no other. And one of the quests you did, we were helping Hondo on something. So when you ride the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, since you're a member of the Halcyon guest crew, they give you this gold pin. Let's see. Yeah. They give you this as you're walking out in this nice black bag, and then you put it on your shirt or what have you. And when you're wearing that, it shows everybody, that all the cast members, that you are a guest on the Halcyon. Plus, it's attached to your magic band too. So when you scan stuff, you actually hear different things from Hondo Ohnaka on Smuggler's Run. You go on a bunch of missions, you scan a bunch of stuff, the crates around Galaxy's Edge, and you go. If you get a reservation at Oga's Cantina, they give you an exclusive purple coaster. I know Andrew and a lot of you are eyeballing this, but yeah, this is an exclusive purple coaster you can only get if you're a member of the Halcyon guest list and you do certain missions. But yeah, it's really, really cool. Really, really cool. Andrew says, I love how even when you leave the Starcruiser, they make you extras to the gift shop. Oh yeah, and I was more than happy to do that, and I'm sure you would be too. Daniel says, what do you do with the magic bands off the ship? It's the same as any magic band. Use it to open your hotel room, anywhere you stay on property. Use it to get into all the theme parks. Use it as like for your Lightning Lane Fast Pass, for everything. All those magic bands are only sold on the Halcyon, correct? That is correct. Anthony likes that coaster. It's cool. Was it you that said the cast of Batu address you in a different way when they see your pin? I did, and they do address you differently. Some do. Most of them do. Yeah, they kind of do a little bit of banter. The whole thing is play. It's all engaging, and it's really, really like Molly from allears.net, she and AJ Wolf from Disney Food Blog, they're going to be on the show later this week, and she describes it as a murder mystery slash an escape room slash just an adventure. And I described it as a choose your own adventure. So it's kind of all of those things at once, and they all interact. Speaking of coasters, the Chandrilla Star Alliance has these coasters everywhere you go. Whenever you get a drink in the Sublight Lounge, they give you one of these. So naturally, every time they gave me one, I would keep one, and after all, I just started pocketing them because they're cool. I got a couple of those, saved a couple of those for sure, but they're really, really nice coasters. They're just cardboard, but still, you can only get it on the Halcyon itself. Okay, what else do I want to show you? So here's a pin, Halcyon Chandrilla Starline pin. This was in a gift swag bag that they gave us that was waiting in our room when we got there. And then they also gave us this too. It is gold. I assume it's like a coaster or something. Is it a Christmas ornament? I really don't know what it is. But it's really, really nice. Everything is, again, very, very ornate, very, very nice looking. But the main one that I know you want to see is over my shoulder here. When you're on the Halcyon, one of the great experiences you can do is you get to do lightsaber training. And we've all held lightsabers. We've done a lot of cool stuff with lightsabers. Some of us have built lightsabers at Savvy's workshop, and it's great. But this is like another level. It's really, really cool. It's very interactive. Again, it incorporates everyone in a lot of ways, but you get to hold like a training saber. Well, they have their own exclusive Legacy lightsaber that you're seeing right here. It's got the Chandrilla logo here on it. You open it up, and boom, this is the Legacy lightsaber. Now, what's cool about this one, I'll hold it up for you to see. Oh, sorry about that. I'll hold it up for you to see, is it comes with all of the letters of the alphabet in Orabesh, so you can put that on the hilt itself, so you can have any kind of design you want on the lightsaber. In fact, it's right above this red switch here. That's where you can clip any of the Orabesh symbols onto your Legacy lightsaber. And this is a replica of the one that you use when you're doing training on the ship, and it is great. And it's a blue blade, by the way. It's a blue blade, so pretty neat. That was the thing I got first. As soon as I saw they had a Legacy lightsaber, I thought about it for like 0.2 seconds. I'm like, no, I got to get that. If I only get one thing, I've got to get that Legacy lightsaber. It's really nice. Ben, do I have the metal coasters? I do. They're actually in the other room. We've been using them, but yes, I do have them. The lights are super cool. Andrew, the customization is a really nice feature. Yes, it is. And I actually talked to the guy that's in charge of Legacy lightsabers and found a lot of cool stuff out about the things that are coming out. So if you're a Legacy lightsaber fan like I am, and a lot of you are, I know Terry's got a huge amount of them. There's some great stuff there as well. All right. Well, I think that's all the merchandise. Mason's going to answer. At the end of the show, I'm going to allow you to ask me any questions you want about this. But I think what you want to do is you want the tour, right? You want the tour. I'd be remiss if I didn't do this. But now that I've lived this thing and I've experienced it, I can tell you, and I said this on show 500, I can tell you honestly that being on it with friends is great. It's just, there's nothing like being on there with your friends and family. That's why in the summer of 2023, you can join me on the Galactic Starcruiser. It's me and MEI and Mouse Fan Travel are teaming up to bring you on the Halcyon with me. We say summer 2023 because we don't have dates yet. They only have bookings through September as the time of this recording. So we're several months out from them giving the actual dates up. Although if you look at the calendar, you can probably figure it out. But as soon as I know, you're going to know, and I'm imagining they'll come out quickly. So as we get closer, Becky Mankin and I will help you so that we can all go on this experience together, because it is so, so, so worth it. Okay. This is the moment sorry about that. This is the moment you have been waiting for. Here is a tour of the Halcyon. Now, if you want to go on this thing for the first time with fresh eyes, then I would suggest not watching for now. If you're listening, and that's great. But I'm not going to spoil anything in the story. I'm not going to tell you anything that happens in the story. I wouldn't want to know either. I'm just going to show you what it's like to walk around the ship. There are two perspectives here. One, some of these are like things where you're going to see me and Mason and sometimes Deanna walking around. But those were shot with my phone like this, up and down vertically, because I was using that for some Instagram stuff and some TikTok stuff. I didn't do wide angle. I did wide angle for a lot of the other walkthrough stuff, and I will get to that. So if you see different perspectives, it's because sometimes it's with my phone, but the majority of this is with a GoPro, actually, that I used. Terry says, this ups the game to ensuring we save enough money to go next year. Exactly. That's what I'm hoping, man. I want to experience this with all of you. It's so fun. It's so much fun. All right. Here we go. It is time for a full video walkthrough of the Halcyon. So if you were listening to this now, you were probably thinking, where was this during CWK Live? Well, on CWK Live, I did a full walkthrough for all of you of this experience, and I forgot to turn on my microphone for that particular thing that I use for my live stream, so I'm re-recording this for you. So apologies you didn't get it before. This is us pulling up to the Halcyon itself. There is the classic stone that you see as you pull up to the Halcyon. Here is me scanning in my magic band so that I can go on the ship itself. And that look on my face is pretty authentic because I was so excited. This was me live doing it. Now I got to leave to film some stuff. So I went back on and I was able to record the entrance for all of you without anybody in here. So that right here you watch a video from Mark Daniels before you get in, kind of giving you some ideas of what to expect. And here is the elevator, which is referred to as the launch pod itself. As you're walking on board, I'll try to turn up some of the sound for you here because it's pretty neat. Let's see. You can hear the actual humming of the ship itself, which is really, really great. And you've only got two options for flooring, or for the different floors. You can hear the hum of the pod itself. There's music that accompanies everything. And there are two separate windows on each side there. It's simulating us going into light speed. You can see right there, and it plays some of the music from Star Wars that we're very, very familiar with, which is very, very exciting. And then as you are walking along, you look up and you start to notice, depending on which window portal you look through, there are different things going on, because this is like all of the screens on the Halcyon. No matter where you look, you're going to see different things, giving that feeling that you are in space. Right? You're not just on a loop of some screen. You're seeing different things all the time. Feeling like you're actually in space itself, living that Star Wars story. Here come the elevator doors themselves. Then it opens up. And voila, you are on the atrium of the Halcyon. And now I believe the video is going to change. And this is me walking you inside my actual hotel room. Use your match band, tap the door just like you would anywhere else, but this is a very unique one. You have to slide the door across, and then you're in a unique cabin. There are no words right now to talk about what we are experiencing. We are in our actual cabin for the Galactic Starcruiser. This is our door. I'm not even sure how to open it. Okay. So you saw the hallway already. This is mind-blowingly cool. We're just going to explore this. And this is just basically the video I put on Instagram, so you can see we've got some and on Facebook, and so I think some of these are on TikTok too. This is Mason and I walking through the ship, through our little room itself. Look at the shower. Look at the soap dispensers. I mean, it's just all the little touches that Disney's famous for. They're doing it here right now. And as I said earlier, some of the video I recorded for some Instagram story stuff. So that's why they are vertical as opposed to horizontal, like some of the other walkthroughs that I have later on in this. The bathrooms, the mirrors, the doors, they all have that Star Wars look to them. The towels are really, really nice. They didn't sell those, but they've got that great Chandrila Starlines logo that the Halcyon is known for, the Galactic Starcruiser. Got some robes, extra pillows. That's really cool. Look at that. Look at how that closes too. Phenomenal. And then this is like mind-blowing. So here's taking care of the temperature. The monitor, the TV in here, is interactive. It's a touch screen, but you can watch regular TV from the real world, or you can just pretend like you're in the world of Star Wars, and it'll show you the different planets you're on. You know, like when you're on a cruise, you can look at that one channel. It shows you how deep you are. On this, it shows you what planets you're flying by. And it says, for us, it said, welcome Zare Party, and it said Zare, welcome Zare Party, and Orabesh underneath. The bed itself is really, really neat. Again, that great logo that you just start to fall in love with on the ship. And then those bunk beds themselves are insane. They're very, very comfortable. I just peeked up there to see what they were like. But yeah, they're really, really nice. And there's that portal that everybody loves. I think there's a video here of me looking out the portal. Yeah, so see, you can have this thing open all night, and we certainly did, which kind of messes with you a little bit because it seems like the sun is out, but no, it's just the lighting. You can turn it off, and it turns off the lights and closes the portal itself. But I never saw the same stuff twice when I looked outside this thing. Different ships. And at one point, I saw a couple of Purgils from Star Wars Rebels flying along outside. It's pretty. Now here we are, walking down the actual hallway itself. It seems like a very, very long hallway, and that's because it is. There's our room 7316. That's where I stayed the first time. This me closing in on the little icon. So that image is also what's on your exclusive Magic Band itself. So whenever you see that, you know you can use your Magic Band to scan it, and it will affect your missions and your outcomes on the Halcyon itself. That's just me showing you a close-up of the flooring. And again, when you're on this thing, you feel like, and Mason said this on Facebook Live, you feel like you're living Star Wars. You legitimately feel like you are a part of this experience. You're living in the movie for 2 nights in 3 days, and it's unlike anything I've ever experienced. As we get up here closer, you can see one of the small little hallways. There are the elevators, which we will take you in. We were on deck 7 for this tour. That's where we stayed the first time. Now you've got one of the many display terminals where you can interact and get some answers for some missions. It helps you unlock certain doors that you can't get to otherwise. And speaking of, you're going to see that I didn't finish my engineering thing. I'm scanning my Magic Band with the Chandrilla logo that matches up on the pad itself. But you're going to see on this particular thing that I'm locked for a lot of stuff. I can't get into a lot of different stuff because I didn't finish some of the missions yet. But I wanted to show you what it looks like. I'll let you hear the sound effects too. Dana keeps telling me that I'm locked out of different things because, I didn't have a choice. I didn't finish it. And Andrew says it definitely looks like it belongs in Star Wars. It does. It definitely does. That whole feeling, Andrew, is just unreal. It's very, very nice. So eventually I figure out that, hey, I can't get into anything. I haven't finished all my missions yet. It was only the second morning. So then I get out and I do the galaxy mapping, and it shows you kind of where we're flying by in the story that you're actually experiencing. You can go to the ship map, you can look at a galaxy map, but then you can also look up the different things you have on your itinerary for the day. There's a little thing that shows you where you are on the ship in the story, and then actually on the hotel, in the hotel itself. Although it's really not a hotel, it's more like an experience. But yeah, that kind of shows you where you're at and how to get to where you want to eat. Here's the public restrooms. And then there's a climate simulator, which we will talk about. Let's go ahead and take a tour of, as I said, we'll take you in the elevators a little bit later. But there's a bit of a directory. We're again on the 7th deck. Let's go ahead and head down the stairs. If you look, you can see my microphone with the windscreen is dangling over my video camera, so sorry about that. Andrew says, Dan better be careful if security's going to kick him off that ship for trying to access stuff he shouldn't, right? Well, this was actually, at 5 o'clock in the morning, I was up. I had the adrenaline going. I knew I wanted to cover a bunch of content and save it for all of you. And I knew this would be a great time to walk through the ship without anybody on it. It's very unique to be able to get that chance to do it, so I made sure to take advantage of that. And I wasn't tired because I was just so excited to do it anyway, so it was fine with me. You notice that little barricade there where you walk up the stairs, because that's where some of the shows happen. Part of the experience at the beginning, and especially the last night with the finale, so you're not allowed to go up there on the 2nd floor. As you can see, there's plenty of seating. It's all ornate and beautifully lit. You can take a picture anywhere in this ship, and you feel like you're a professional photographer because that's the way they have it lit up. It's really genius. Over there, straight ahead, is where the snacks are. Morning, noon, and night. There's James Burns' son actually walking over to come say hello to me. And see the straight ahead, that really unique looking, looks like a stained glass window. It's got the blue on it. In story, that is something that Princess Leia gifted to the crew of the Halcyon after she was so taken by their generosity and kindness when she and her husband, Han Solo, had their honeymoon on the Halcyon. And that is in an upcoming comic book and a novel, The Princess and the Scoundrel, that's coming out in August of 2022. There's a look at the bridge straight ahead. And that is a replica of the Halcyon, the ship that you're on. If you look at where you're staying, you can count right there in those windows that are lit up where your cabin is supposed to be. But this is a gorgeous. It's a Purrgil class Starcruiser model. Purrgil named after the Purrgils I mentioned earlier that gracefully go through hyperspace. And they're organic. They're actually sentient creatures, animals. But yeah, this thing was great. It was always surrounded by people. So again, really cool that I got to be on the ship like this. Ben wants to know, how do you live there permanently, right? I know. We wanted to. Mason, I think, would. And Mary says, you're wandering around in the middle of the night since no one's around. No, I was at 5 o'clock in the morning. Now I know why people kept asking me that, because they couldn't hear me initially when I was doing this sort of a thing. Terry says, Super A+ in design, definitely has the Star Wars feel. Yeah, I agree. Amber says, wow. And Darren says, wow, such an unobstructed view. Where is everyone? It was because it was early in the morning. And yeah, pretty neat. Mina says, I need to start saving. I know. Alex says, how cool. I like all the details. They're great. They're absolutely great. So you can hear the announcement here.
Your adventure on Batuu is about to begin, and as they say on Batuu, may your deals go well.
That whenever, depending on what is going on the ship in part of the story, those things will change. What you're hearing will actually change, which is pretty cool, really. Because it feels like part of the theme. Now this is the Starlight Lounge. This is one of my favorite. This is probably my favorite place on the ship itself. It's a really spectacular place to be. This is where you can play sabacc. There's a father and son. They were up really early in the morning that they were playing. I'm going to show you a little bit of how it works, but look at the lounge itself. I used to say Oga's was my favorite place to be when it comes to Star Wars and lounge type things, but this thing's great. It is just so cool in here. You can hear some of the unique music they had that they created for this experience. The bar is really, really cool. There's a creature on either end that I will show you. This is the morning, so there's coffee options, creamer, sugar, all that good stuff. There's some oranges and bananas for people, tangerines. Brent says, so level 2 of the atrium is for cast members only. I believe so. Dana says, very cruise shippy. That's exactly right. It has that very much that atmosphere. And Darren, this is the dining area, but it's really the lounge. But you can get certainly plenty of snacks. I think the Halcyon, the Starlight Lounge, or the Sublight Lounge has the best food on the ship itself. Ben says the music sounds like R&B meets Star Wars. I know, right? And the cast member there was teaching them how to play sabacc. Matt Martin of Lucasfilm actually taught Mason and I and Deanna how to play sabacc. And this is a different version of sabacc than the one that you were familiar with from Batuu. It's a different deck. It comes with dice. They're just a different design to them. And it's a much more simplified version. Here's what sabacc looks like. This version.
Okay, yeah. You can roll the dice. Let's watch them roll.
See, it's like a pop. It rolls for, and then you can see once the cards are dealt, you can see how they look in front of you. It tells you what to do. Do the buttons let you roll or raise or call, things like that.
I'm going to walk you through what's on the screen here. On the bottom.
Again, we spent a lot of time in here because it's just very relaxing. It's for all ages too. Now this is me going back a little bit and showing you SK620 is up at the top on the balcony as part of a story sequence that happens.
Outpost is known as a favorite hub for underworld activity. Though we are operating under the protection of the local leader, Ogagara,
There you go. There's some story stuff for you talking about Oga's Cantina. By the way, when you make your reservation and you are going through, they give you the option, do you want to go to Oga's Cantina? Oh, of course you do, right? It's a great place to be, great drinks, a lot of fun. And also there's some different story beats. I showed this at the beginning of Facebook Live, but if you go to Oga's and do certain things in Oga's, then you get the ability to get a special purple coaster that you can't get anywhere else from Oga's Cantina, which is neat. So now I'm going to take you through show you where you can eat, the dining section. Again, another nice view of the ship. Straight ahead on the gray door that's closed now, that is the merchandise shop that has all in-world merchandise. And unfortunately, I didn't video that. Here's a pro tip that I should have thought about. Whenever you're doing something like this and you think, I'll just do it later. No, do it when you think of it. Otherwise, you will forget. That is a hyperspace compass that is featured in the atrium, and it belongs to the founder of Shug Drebor. He is the one who built the Halcyon 275 years ago in the story. But this is where you can get snacks and cookies, different things like that as well. There's the elevators, and that's the stairwell on the far left that we walked down when I took you down here before. We're going to go on the other side of the stairwell, and we're going to go down to the next floor of cabins. This is deck 6. We're going to go down to deck 5. There are more rooms on deck 5. I think this is where James Burns was staying on deck 5, if memory serves. Whereas, again, we were on deck 7. Later, I will take you through those elevators. Then I'm going to pan over. There's another directory of things. Again, I like how they have Orabesh everywhere. And I peek down the hallway. The hallways seem very, very long and huge. They kind of remind me of The Shining. But yeah, they've got that space feel to them. Those are great. Now we're going to walk down the stairwell here. It's really too bad. The people who joined me on Facebook Live tonight, I'm really sorry that this didn't work out. I thought I was talking to you, walking you through the ships. You probably saw a lot of stuff and had no idea what was actually going on. So I apologize for that, but hopefully you get a chance to watch this again. So there is there's another one of those terminals, but this is another big part where you walk down this area. On the right is a big image of the ship itself, a directory, more elevators. But up here and to the right is where you go in to eat. In fact, as we head up to the right, and there's another pan of the display of the Halcyon itself. To the left, there's a bunch of missions you can do in there, engineering and different things like that. But straight ahead, that's where the host or hostess would be. As you can see, hand sanitizers all throughout the ship. And on the right, I'm going to let you listen to what happens when you open it. There's the great symbol. On the right that's like a mission place on the left, and on the right is where you walk in to go to eat. This is called the Crown of Corellia Dining Room. This is where you have your meals. This is where the CWK tournament is before you get to the final round, which is in the Sublight Lounge. I didn't walk around here too much for this video because I knew that they were getting ready for the morning and I didn't want to interrupt them and want to respect their time. But listen to the door open here. Pretty cool, right? The whole thing is like that. You don't see any regular doors on the Halcyon, and I think that's the way it should be. Darren says, everything looks great except the walls and the stairways. They could add something there. Darren, I think you'd be surprised when you're on it that it's pretty neat. Like, you just feel like you're in another place. You really, truly do. So straight ahead to the left, to the right is where we get the stairs that we came down. There's another description there for you of where everything is. You've got, every time you see crew members walking by, they're always holding their hand behind their back as like a show of service, and it makes it more official. That door on the left leads into the Crown of Corellia dining room, but that's where you walk out, and then if you want to go to a public restroom. But if you go this hallway, this is where lightsaber training is in the climate simulator. So this is lightsaber training. I tried to get in for you to show you the video, but it was locked. But that's on Instagram and on my TikTok if you want to see what that looks like. But up here on the right is an ingenious place, I think. To the left is some different cargo things for missions. On the right, this is the climate simulator. Now when you walk out here, again, this is like 5 in the morning, so that's why it's a little bit darker. But it's basically, think of the giant space Zen garden, right? The first time I ever went on it, or went out there in the morning, it was about 70-some degrees in Orlando, and it was absolutely gorgeous. But when you walk, but here it's darker because it's early in the morning. I think it was raining outside actually, but it's very soothing out here. If you miss fresh air, you just go out into the climate simulator. Or, of course, you spend half the day in Hollywood Studios anyway, so you get your outdoor fix that way. But here you've got fans, you've got shade, you've got water, you've got plants, you've got that wonderful little rock garden, and all those rocks that are piled up, guests did that. That's actually part of one of the missions that you can do. If you've seen The Last Jedi, then you could probably guess what happens. It's really, really neat, but you got to be there at the right time of day and have the right things happen for you to get that magical moment. But, you know, I'm sorry that I recorded this when it was dark, but I didn't even think about it because it was so early in the morning. I was excited to get out here without anybody being actually in here itself. It's pretty spacious, actually. I don't know how many people could fit here, probably 30, 40 people, but usually you're so busy with missions that not a lot of people are out here, but it's a nice time to relax. There's another angle of it. The door is straight ahead that we came in initially. Pretty soon you're going to see a cast member walk through just getting some things ready. There you go. Again, there's those rocks. Those are not permanent. You can stack them any way you like. It's all part of the story, and it's really pretty neat. I won't ruin it for you, but it's pretty special. Really, really fun. In fact, we were out here with Ashley and David Eckstein and my wife and a couple of other people. We got to experience this thing together. It was pretty cool. And it was so dark, I don't know if that was the sun or the moon. It's right ahead, but just kind of give you an idea what time of day that it was when I was doing this. So now we're going to go out. I'm going to let you listen to me open this door because it's just kind of fun. Again, the realism here is just amazing. Now, so that's where we just walked out. That was a climate simulator, or basically an outdoor patio. But this is the transportation dock where you will go when you go to Batuu and Hollywood Studios. This is where you're going to go. There's some images of Chandrila and Coruscant on there, on the left, on the wall. I didn't actually walk down that little area because I didn't want to disturb the people. And at that point in the cruise, I hadn't gone on the transport shuttle yet, so I didn't want to overstep, you know what I mean? So now we're going to head back the direction that we came. Straight ahead is a more well-lit hallway. That's where we left if you were leaving dinner. On the left, right down that door, is the lightsaber training. And now we're back where the public restrooms were, and those are the big elevators that we talked about earlier. So let's go ahead and head upstairs. Again, the attention to detail is just even for Disney, it's another level. So here's what the elevator itself looks like inside. This is from an Instagram video I did, which is why the ratio is a little bit different. The theming here, I mean, look at this beautiful gold. You got the one of the symbols of the Starcruiser here. It is, so I think we're already at the atrium. Check out this entrance. There you have it. So you are one of the first people to get a really nice, clear walkthrough without anybody there of the Halcyon. I'm very glad to be able to bring that to you. That's what you can expect from Coffee with Kenobi. When I get a chance to do something, I'm going to bring you along with me. You know I will, and I always have, and I'm always going to do that. Brings me great joy to feel like we're a part of this experience together. Speaking again of great joy, as you're getting your questions ready, I really hope, I know it's a big ask, but I really hope you're able to join me in the summer 2023. You know, it's a year and a half away. You got plenty of time to save. I'll be saving for it too. Disney's not hosting this for me. We're all going to save and make it happen, courtesy of your hard work, your patience, and MEI Mouse Fan Travel is going to make it nice and smooth for us. Again, once I know actual dates, you're going to know too. But if we're all in this together, it's pretty spectacular. All right, so I've got my buddy here, Mason Z, who's also a guest in the Halcyon. Hey, say hi, Mace.
Hi.
Here, come over here so you can see it. Brian says, who stopped the movie, right? I know. Sorry, man. Ross says, nice job, Clan Dan's there. Well, you are welcome, my friend. Jason says, thank you for treating us to that, and congratulations on 500 awesome episodes. My pleasure, Jason. It's very fun. Terry says, I feel like I woke up from a dream. Just wait till you experience it, man. So you got a couple of veteran travelers of the Halcyon right here. What questions do you have for us? Mason and I will do our best to answer. Again, Sabak is great. I actually bought a Sabak deck. There's an exclusive Sabak deck that you can get only on the ship. The Sabak on the Halcyon is much different than the one you can get on Batu or other places that you're familiar with. They simplified it. It's more about matching up the dice with the number and then the suit itself. There's only, 3 suits or 4?
There's 4.
There's 4. Okay. And so, and do you want to run up and grab the cards real quick? Sure. Okay, Mason's going to go grab the card deck. Ben says, are all the rooms the same or there's some that sleep more people? Yeah, there are some that are much larger. They're more expensive, of course. The one you saw, it fits, it's a king-size bed. Is it a king-size bed? I think like it is. No, it's a queen. And then you've got the bunk beds, and some of them have a bed that pulls out of the wall, too. And there's also much bigger ones. Can Mason do a video teaching us how to play Sabak? He actually can, Terry. You want to make a video playing Sabak? All right. We can do that. Mason, Ross wants to know your favorite snack. I will say while he's thinking about it, the second night on the ship, they have a sweets and snacks night. You can get Katsaka's kettle on the ship as much as you want in these little bags. That was pretty awesome.
I think the crusted pizza. The
crusted pizza was pretty good. This week on the show, you're going to hear our top 5 favorite foods on the Halcyon, hosted by me, AJ Wolf from Disney Food Blog, and Molly from allears.net. Let's see. What did I miss? Amber says, how many credits did you earn, Mason?
In all, probably like 3 trillion.
A lot. He was doing a lot. It was weird not seeing the outside world for 3 days. No, Jason, like I said, you spent half the day, one of the days in Hollywood Studios, so that's normal. And then you can go to that climate simulator whenever you want to, which is great. Here's the deck. Again, I put this on Instagram and Twitter, Facebook. This is the Sabak. It's called Coruscant Shift. There's a dice that comes with it. It's really, really nice. In fact, we played this on Saturday night to kind of give us some of that feel. But the cards themselves are very like a lenticular. You can tell by the glare. Here's what they look like on the other side. This is a -2. And then the dice themselves, it's very heavy. It's like very heavy. Let me get this out for you. So here's the dice with the different suits. And then here's the dice with the numbers on them as well.
The suits dice, I can see how many different.
Yeah, go ahead and check for us. But yeah, it's great. It's so fun. And again, they only let you buy 1 of everything, so choose wisely. If you had to guess, what percentage of the Halcyon did we not see? You didn't see where they did lightsaber training. You didn't see actually where you put your food on your trays.
Probably about 75.
No, the video itself.
Yeah, I know, but because like there's a 13th deck, there's a.
Oh well, yeah, no. As far as stuff that guests can see, I think you saw probably 90.
No, you can actually see those.
Yeah. On your video that I showed you, probably saw about 90%. You saw just about everything, really. Looks quite nice. Darren, it is so nice. It is
3 different suits.
3 different suits. Thank you. What is the typical capacity of people during the cruise? Do you remember, Mason? I think it's
70.
70 was what we had, but I think it goes a little over 100. Becky Menken of MEI Mouse Hunter is going to join me in a few weeks, and we'll be able to address that more formally for you. But it's like 100, 125. It's definitely nice, cozy atmosphere. They're Lando's loaded dice. That's why they're heavy. Well, you know what? If that's true, I can see why Lando won, because they're very nice, like extremely nice.
I can see why I always win then.
You did a pretty good job. Yeah, it's great. It's great fun. Everything about it is, I mean, honestly, so the big question people keep asking, and again, I hope you listen to show 500. It had the 2 of us and my wife Deanna, and James Burns of Jedi News was on it too. We the question we kept getting asked is it worth it, Mason? Is it worth it?
Yes.
Tell them why.
I felt like I was in a movie, but not just watching one, like in the experience.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I'm sure Disney would love to hear that, and I think that's true. I felt that way too. Plus the fact that you get to do it with your friends and your family. You really get to interact in ways that are just unheard of, and you're so busy, but you're playing together. You know, one of the first things they told us is be ready to play. And that's what we did. We played and we had fun. All three of us, all three different levels of Star Wars fan, and we all had fun. Is there a goal for lightsaber training? David wants to know. Is there?
Try to get picked.
Try to get picked. At the end, they pick one person to be the Jedi to help focus the Force for the entire group, and they picked Mason, which was, oh gosh, I got choked up. It was just, everybody's like saying, come on, Mason, you can do it. And it just felt so fun and natural. There's like a real message there about working together and collaboration, how we have more in common than we do separate, which is really lovely. How was it sleeping in that bunk bed?
Best thing ever.
It was very comfortable, wasn't it?
Yes.
I climbed up there once just to see what it was like. It's a very good, firm, sturdy mattress. It's great. It was great. So next week, normally I tell you in the show that what we're going to talk about next week. I actually have no idea. We spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of time covering the Halcyon, posting stuff on social media, stuff you haven't seen yet, editing some future podcasts for you. So I don't really know what a top 5 should be next week. What do you think? Ben says, Mason, did you try both beds or just the one?
Just the one.
You didn't go on the bottom one just to try it out?
No.
They're similar.
Sleep there.
That's true. They're very similar. They're identical, basically.
I'm trying to think of some top 5 too.
Some top 5. Anybody have an idea for a top 5? Did you transport all that merchandise home? I actually shipped it because I was so worried about SK620, the action figure, being bent. So I just knew Disney would take care of it. It was worth it to me. We shipped it on Wednesday, and I got it on Saturday. So it came pretty quickly. Amber says top 5 Mandalorians. Okay, there are. Gosh, is everyone going to say Din Djarin, though? I don't know. Did we do a top 5 Mandalorians before, Mason?
We did clones.
We did top 5 clones. Okay, so that's a good idea, Amber. Does anybody else have any other suggestions?
Top 5 Stormtrooper lines or Boba Fett lines?
Top 5 Stormtrooper lines or Boba Fett lines? I kind of want to keep on with this. Top 5 lightsaber duels. Did we do that? One of the first shows?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. Ben, I think that was one of the first CWK lives we ever did. Top 5
I think it was the first.
lightsaber duels. Yeah.
Like the second?
Yeah, how about this? We could do top 5. I don't know. Maybe I need to think about it. I will certainly post it on the CWK Cafe, which of course is the place to go. Basically, what I've been doing is I've been putting stuff on our Coffee with Kenobi's Facebook page. And then I've been linking over to the CWK Cafe. This is your place for Star Wars spoiler-free, family-friendly conversation. It's www.coffeewithkenobi.com/community. Ben says I need to catch up. I think I came in at show 350. Hey, man. Whatever you decide to do, we're certainly happy that you join us each and every week. Well, thank you so much for joining me and Mason tonight to go experience the Halcyon. It was great. Wasn't it fun to look at that ship again? Man, I miss it so much. And I'm looking forward to hopefully spending it with all of you in the summer of 2023. Me, Emmy I, Mouse Fan Travel, Becky Mankin and her team, they're gonna help us to have the best vacation possible in the stars.
Oh, I know a good top 5.
Oh, what is it?
Top 5 of the 500 shows you have.
Oh, top 5 of our 500 shows. Interesting. That would be kind of fun. All right, we could do that. Brian, thanks for taking us along with you. Brian, my pleasure, buddy. Jason, have a great night as well. Hopefully this got you excited about the great things we're going to do. And, that's not the only Star Wars thing we're going to do. We've got, of course, Coffee with Kenobi twice a week. We've got Celebration coming up in May. It's a good time to be a Star Wars fan, right? As we say.
Yeah.
Colby says, thanks for the tour, guys. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you, Colby. Thank you, everyone for joining us. Ross, have a terrific week as well. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for getting the word out. We got a few more people than usual. This video will be on Instagram. It'll be on Facebook. And will certainly be on YouTube. So be sure to point everybody to Coffee with Kenobi. Have them like the page, tweet it out, follow us, whatever you got to do. So we can spread the word about what's going on at Coffee with Kenobi.
Oh.
Jerry says, awesome show, Dan. Much stuff to look forward to.
I finished the 5th Harry Potter book.
Oh, Harry Potter. I was going to say Harry Potter finished the 5th Mason's Air book. Mason finished the 5th Harry Potter book. He's starting the 6th one, so he is cruising through it.
8 minutes in and 56 seconds.
Oh, how is it?
It's
Good.
I mean, I haven't listened to anything.
Sure.
But it's only 18 hours as the last was.
Oh, wow.
It's supposed to get longer.
I understand. Well, be sure to follow us everywhere. Ben says, Harry who? Be sure to follow us, again, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I'm going to do a live, more of a review of the exclusive Legacy lightsaber, show you more of the toys, and the collectibles. We're going to open up SK620, drive him around. Mason built a droid too. We'll show you that soon. Is the record for the latest Harry Potter reference? Is that a record for the latest Harry Potter reference for Mason? It might be. It might be. He's usually good for him. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. So much more to come. Again, be sure to tune in all over social media. This week we'll have a great top 5 of the top 5 foods you can get on the Galactic Starcruiser. We've got those interviews to look forward to, including Matt Martin, Doug Chang, and Scott Trowbridge, and much, much more. Thanks so much, everybody. May the stars light your way. And remember, this is the podcast you're looking for.
This podcast is not endorsed by the Walt Disney Company or Lucasfilm Limited. It is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. The official Star Wars website can be found at www.starwars.com. Star Wars, all names, sounds, and any other Star Wars related items are registered trademarks and or copyrights of Disney and their respective trademark and copyright holders. All original content of this podcast is the intellectual property of Coffee with Kenobi unless otherwise indicated.
This is the podcast you're looking for.
There's no one here. Move along. Move along.